My friends, today I want to speak to you about something that has the power to change your entire existence, something that can shift the way you wake up in the morning, the way you carry yourself through the day, and the way you dream at night before you fall asleep. It is one of the most powerful, best ways to manifest your desires, and when you truly understand it, when you absorb it into your heart and practice it with unshakable conviction, your life will begin to unfold in ways that you once thought were impossible. The beauty of manifestation is that it does not belong to one person, one culture, or one belief system. It belongs to anyone who chooses to believe that their life can be bigger than the circumstances they were born into. It belongs to anyone who refuses to let go of their vision no matter how many times life tries to crush it. And it belongs to anyone who is willing to take their deepest desire, nurture it, believe in it, and bring it into reality through a combination of thought, energy, and aligned action. You see, manifestation is not just about thinking positive thoughts, nor is it about sitting in a room and wishing the world would hand you everything you want on a silver platter. Manifestation is about aligning yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, and your actions, with the reality you wish to create. It is about creating an inner world so strong, so alive, so vibrantly aligned with what you want, that the external world has no choice but to rearrange itself to reflect what you hold inside. This is not fantasy. This is not daydreaming. This is the science and art of shaping reality with your mind and your spirit. The greatest inventors, the greatest leaders, the greatest artists, and the greatest visionaries of history all knew this truth in some form. They did not stumble into greatness by accident. They manifested it by believing it before it was visible, by holding it firm when no one else could see it, and by walking toward it with the energy of absolute certainty. Think about it. Every single thing that exists in this world began in someone's mind before it ever became real. The chair you are sitting on, the device you are holding, the city you live in, the songs you love, the buildings that reach toward the sky, all of it was once an idea. An invisible thought that someone dared to believe in strongly enough to turn it into something others could see and touch. That means the dreams within you are no different. They are not silly illusions. They are seeds waiting for you to water them. They are possibilities waiting for you to give them life. They are invitations from the universe saying, "Will you trust me enough to bring this into being?" And the answer to that invitation begins with how you choose to manifest. But let me tell you something crucial. Manifestation does not respond to doubt. It does not respond to hesitation. It does not respond to half-hearted effort. The universe is always listening to the language of your energy, and if you speak to it with confusion, it gives you confusion. If you speak to it with fear, it amplifies fear. If you speak to it with clarity, with certainty, with faith, and with love, then the universe begins to move mountains on your behalf. That is why so many people try manifestation and say it doesn't work for them. It's not that manifestation fails. It's that people fail to commit fully to the belief that what they desire is already theirs. They plant a seed one day and the next day they dig it up to see if it's growing. They water their dream with positivity for a week, and then they drown it in doubt the following month. But manifestation requires patience, consistency, and above all, unwavering faith in what cannot yet be seen. Imagine a farmer planting a seed. He does not stand over the soil and scream, "Grow! Why aren't you growing yet?" He understands that the seed has a process, that it takes time, that the roots must take hold before the sprout emerges. He continues to water it, to nurture it, to trust it. And when the season is right, that tiny seed transforms into a tree. The same is true for your desires. Your manifestation is a seed, and when you plant it with clarity, nourish it with belief, protect it from the weeds of fear, and trust the process, it will grow into reality. But you must stop doubting the soil in which you planted it. You must trust that the unseen forces of the universe are already working on your behalf. Now, here's something most people miss when it comes to manifestation. It is not only about visualizing what you want, but about embodying the person who already has it. You cannot say you want wealth and abundance while continuing to think and act like someone trapped in scarcity. You cannot say you want love and respect while continuing to hold the energy of unworthiness. You cannot say you want success while refusing to step into the discipline and confidence that success requires. The truth is, manifestation does not just give you what you want, it asks you to become the person who is capable of holding it. It asks you to elevate your mindset, your habits, your energy, and your entire way of being. Because if you were already the person aligned with your desires, you would already have them. Manifestation is not about asking, "When will it come?" It's about declaring, "I already am." And so, when we talk about one of the most powerful and best ways to manifest your desires, we are not talking about wishful thinking or blind hope. We are talking about the conscious, intentional practice of aligning yourself with the frequency of your dream until it becomes inevitable. We are talking about waking up every single day with the decision to think, act, and feel as though your desire is already in motion. We are talking about shifting from desperation to certainty, from fear to trust, from doubt to unwavering faith. I want you to picture this with me for a moment. Close your eyes, if you can, and imagine holding your desire in your hands as if it is already here. Imagine what it feels like to have it, not just in your mind, but in your body. Feel the emotions surge through you as if the dream has already become real. Smile at it. Breathe into it. Own it. This is not a trick of imagination. This is how you send the signal to the universe that you are ready. Because the universe does not respond to begging, it responds to belief. It does not respond to uncertainty, it responds to clarity. And when you stand in the vibration of your desire as though it already belongs to you, you unlock doors that once seemed sealed shut. Throughout this journey, I will share with you 7 powerful principles, each of them a key that will help you unlock a deeper level of manifestation. These principles are not random. They are tested, lived, and proven through the lives of countless individuals who have transformed their circumstances from impossible to unstoppable. Each key point will take you deeper, will challenge you to let go of old limitations, and will empower you to step into the highest version of yourself. But before we dive into those, I want you to understand this. Your ability to manifest is not outside of you. It is within you right now at this very moment. You do not have to wait for permission. You do not have to wait for perfect timing. You do not have to wait for external validation. The power to manifest has always been inside you, and the moment you decide to claim it, your life will never be the same. So, as we step forward into this exploration, I ask you to open your heart, to quiet the voice of doubt in your mind, and to lean into the possibility that everything you have ever desired is already waiting for you on the other side of belief. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a creator. You are a manifester. And today, we begin the process of unlocking that truth fully and completely. If there is one thing that separates those who manifest powerfully from those who struggle, it is the level of clarity they hold about their desire. The universe does not respond well to vagueness. Imagine walking into a restaurant, sitting down at a table, and when the waiter comes to you and asks, "What would you like to order?" you simply say, "Food." The waiter stares at you, confused. "Yes, but what kind of food? Do you want pasta? Do you want a salad? Do you want soup?" And you reply, "Just food, something to eat." What do you think would happen? Chances are, the waiter would walk away unsure of what to bring you, or they might bring something random that you may or may not even like. That is exactly how the universe responds when you send out a vague request. If all you say is, "I want more," then the universe gives you more, but more of what? It could be more bills, more stress, more noise, more problems, more distractions. But when you decide with absolute clarity, "I want this specific experience, this specific outcome, this specific desire," then the universe finally knows what to deliver. Clarity is not about limiting yourself. It is not about putting yourself in a box. It is about painting such a clear, detailed picture of your desire that your mind, your body, and your spirit know exactly what you are working toward. Think of the difference between a fuzzy dream and a high-definition vision. A fuzzy dream is when you say, "I want to be successful." But what does success mean? Success could mean money, it could mean freedom, it could mean family, it could mean creativity. For one person, success might be $1 billion empire. For another, success might be a peaceful home by the ocean. For another, success might be having the health and strength to run a marathon. Without clarity, the universe does not know which version of success to align you with. But when you get specific, when you say, "I desire to earn this amount of money by this time, I desire to live in this type of home, I desire to feel this specific way in my relationships, I desire to achieve this particular milestone," suddenly, you create a magnetic force. Now, I want you to really think about the power of clarity. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest with a bow and arrow in your hands. In front of you are hundreds of trees, but no target. You can shoot arrows all day, and maybe some of them will land somewhere interesting, but most of them will get lost in the woods. Now, imagine that instead of shooting randomly, someone places a big, clear target on one tree, a red bullseye that stands out boldly. What happens now? Your focus sharpens. Your energy aligns. Every arrow you release is aimed at the same point. And because you can see where you are going, you naturally improve, you naturally adjust, and eventually, you hit the mark. That is what clarity does for your manifestation. It gives you a target. It gives your energy direction. It gives your thoughts something to orbit around, instead of scattering into 1,000 disconnected desires. But clarity is not only about knowing what you want. It is also about knowing why you want it. If your desire is not rooted in a strong why, it will collapse at the first sign of resistance. Many people say they want more money, but when you ask them why, they cannot give you a powerful reason. They may say, because it would be nice. Nice is not enough. The universe does not move for nice. But when someone says, I desire more money because I want to create freedom for my family, because I want to build a legacy, because I want to contribute to causes that matter, because I want to live without the chains of scarcity holding me back, now there is fire behind the request. Now the desire has weight. Now it is infused with emotional energy, and emotional energy is the currency of manifestation. Your why fuels your belief. Your why gives you the stamina to hold your vision even when reality has not yet caught up. Your why strengthens your vibration so that when doubt tries to creep in, when fear whispers in your ear, when other people laugh at your dreams, you do not collapse. You hold firm, because your clarity is not just about what you want, it is about why it matters at the deepest level of your being. Clarity also requires honesty. Sometimes people claim they want things that, deep down, they do not truly desire. They want it because society says it's important. They want it because their parents expect it. They want it because their friends are chasing it. But manifestation does not respond to false desires. It responds to authenticity. If you chase something that is not really yours, you may get it, but you will not feel fulfilled. And the reason many people manifest and still feel empty is because they never stop to ask themselves, is this what I truly want, or is this what I think I'm supposed to want? When you are brutally honest with yourself, when you strip away the noise of other people's expectations, when you quiet the voices of comparison, you discover desires that are uniquely yours. And those are the desires that carry the most power, because they are aligned with your soul. So let me ask you, how clear are you about your desire? If I stopped you in the street right now and asked you, what exactly do you want to manifest? Would you stumble over your words? Would you hesitate? Would you give me 3 different answers in 5 seconds? Or would you look me in the eyes with conviction and say, I know exactly what I want, and here it is? The sharper your clarity, the stronger your manifestation. But here is where people often get trapped. They think clarity is only about the thing, the car, the house, the job, the relationship. And yes, details matter. But true clarity is about the feeling. Because the universe does not respond only to objects, it responds to vibration. When you say, I want a new car, that is fine. But ask yourself, what is the feeling behind that car? Is it freedom? Is it pride? Is it security? Is it joy? When you identify the feeling, you begin to manifest from a higher frequency. Because sometimes, the universe may not bring you the exact car you asked for, but it will bring you experiences that match the feeling you wanted from that car. You might desire a luxury car because you want to feel abundance, and suddenly, instead of the car showing up, new financial opportunities begin to flow. Or you might want a home by the beach because you want peace, and suddenly, you are given opportunities to travel and experience peace in new places. That is why clarity of feeling is just as important as clarity of form. And here is the golden key. The clearer you are about what you want, why you want it, and how you want to feel, the faster it manifests. Clarity acts like a magnet, pulling your desire out of the realm of possibility and into the realm of inevitability. But you must decide. Indecision is the enemy of manifestation. The universe cannot deliver to someone who cannot choose. It cannot align with someone who keeps changing their order every 5 minutes. Decide, claim it, and then allow it to unfold. When you have clarity, your words become sharper, your thoughts become focused, and your actions begin to align naturally. Clarity does not mean you know every step of the journey. You do not need to know every turn on the road to drive to your destination. You just need to know where you are headed. Once the destination is clear, the path will reveal itself step by step. So I challenge you to declare with absolute clarity, what do you want to manifest? Not next year, not in the distant future, but right now. Write it, speak it, own it. Paint it so vividly in your mind that if someone could step inside your imagination, they would see it as clearly as you do. And once you have that clarity, hold it, protect it. Do not let it be diluted by doubt or distraction. That clarity will be the foundation upon which everything else is built. Because when you know what you want, when you know why you want it, and when you feel it as if it already belongs to you, the universe cannot resist. It must respond. Clarity is the first step, but clarity without belief is like drawing a map and then refusing to walk the path. Once you know exactly what you want, the next essential step in manifestation is belief. Unshakable, unwavering, unbreakable belief. And I don't mean a fragile belief that is strong on good days and crumbles at the first sign of resistance. I mean the kind of belief that burns so deeply inside you that even when the world tells you it's impossible, even when your circumstances show you the opposite, even when every logical voice says it cannot be done, you hold firm, you smile, and you say, I know it's already mine. Belief is the engine that drives manifestation. Without it, your desire is just a wish floating in the air. With it, your desire becomes magnetic, pulling resources, opportunities, and people into your orbit. The universe does not respond to half-hearted belief. It responds to conviction. And conviction is born when you decide, not when you doubt. Too many people sabotage their manifestation because they allow doubt to live rent-free in their minds. They say, I want this, but their energy whispers, I don't think it will happen. They say, I believe, but their heart trembles with fear every time circumstances don't match their vision. But here's the truth, the universe is not fooled by your words, it listens to your vibration. It does not hear what you say, it feels what you believe. So ask yourself honestly, do you believe in your desire as if it's already on its way? Do you walk and talk like someone who knows it is done? Or do you cling to your dream while secretly waiting for proof before you commit to faith? Belief does not wait for evidence. Belief is the evidence. And the moment you begin to believe with such intensity that you no longer need to see it to know it's real, that's the moment the universe begins to move. Think about every great achievement in history. Think of the inventors who created airplanes when everyone said humans would never fly. Think of the scientists who discovered cures when others had already accepted defeat. Think of the visionaries who built empires when they had nothing but a dream in their hands. If they had waited for evidence before they believed, nothing would have ever been created. They believed first and the evidence followed. That is the order of manifestation. Believe, then receive. Not receive, then believe. Belief is not about pretending reality doesn't exist. It's not about denying your current circumstances. It's about holding a vision of what's possible while refusing to be enslaved by what's visible. It's about saying, yes, my bank account might be low today, but I believe abundance is already flowing toward me. Yes, my relationship may be broken right now, but I believe love is already being restored. Yes, my body may be in pain, but I believe healing is already happening. This kind of belief does not ignore reality, it transcends it. It recognizes that reality is not fixed. It is fluid, and it is constantly responding to the vibration you carry within. But belief does not come naturally to everyone. For many of us, life has taught us to doubt. We have been told, be realistic, don't dream too big, don't get your hopes up. And so, we learn to lower our expectations, to shrink our desires, to settle for less. But belief requires you to unlearn those limitations. It requires you to silence the voices of doubt and reprogram your mind to trust in possibility. You must build belief the way you build a muscle, through practice, through repetition, through discipline. One powerful way to strengthen belief is through affirmation. Affirmations are not just words you say, they are declarations of faith. When you repeat an affirmation with consistency, you are retraining your subconscious mind to accept it as truth. If you say, I am abundant, enough times with emotion and conviction, your subconscious begins to accept abundance as your reality. If you say, I am worthy of love, with enough repetition and feeling, you dissolve the lies of unworthiness that have been etched into your mind. Affirmations are not magic in themselves, they are tools that build the vibration of belief within you. Another way to cultivate belief is through visualization. When you visualize your desire vividly, when you see it in your mind's eye, when you imagine yourself already living it, you are training your nervous system to accept it as reality. The brain does not fully distinguish between imagination and experience. That means when you visualize with emotion, your brain begins to wire itself as though the event has already occurred. Over time, this reduces resistance and strengthens belief. Athletes use this all the time, they visualize winning before they step on the field. Performers visualize flawless performances before they step on stage. If it works for them, why would it not work for you? Visualization is practice for the reality you are creating. But perhaps the most important aspect of belief is trust. Trust that the universe is working in your favor, even when you cannot see it. Trust that delays are not denials. Trust that what you desire is either coming to you or being replaced by something even greater. Too many people sabotage their manifestation because they demand instant results. They plant the seed of desire and then panic when they don't see a sprout in a week. But belief is patient. Belief knows that just because you cannot see the roots growing underground does not mean nothing is happening. Trust is the bridge between desire and manifestation. Without trust, you fall into fear, and fear creates resistance. But with trust, you relax, you release, you allow, and in that allowing, the universe has room to deliver. Now, let me tell you a secret. You do not need to believe 100% all the time. People think they must have perfect faith or else it won't work. That is not true. Even a mustard seed of faith, consistently nurtured, can move mountains. What matters is not perfection of belief, but persistence of belief. When doubt arises, and it will, you don't fight it. You acknowledge it and then return to your vision. You redirect your energy back to faith. Over time, the moments of doubt become weaker, and the moments of belief become stronger. It is like training a wild horse. At first, it resists, it fights, it runs in the opposite direction. But with persistence, with patience, with consistent training, it begins to align. Your mind is the same. Belief also requires environment. Surround yourself with people, with voices, with influences that reinforce faith rather than erode it. If you are constantly surrounded by doubters, skeptics, and negative thinkers, your belief will weaken. But if you immerse yourself in books, speeches, mentors, and communities that support your vision, your belief will flourish. Protect your energy. Protect your vision. Not everyone deserves access to it. Sometimes, you must guard your belief the way a mother guards her child, fiercely, unapologetically, without compromise. And let me be clear, belief is not arrogance. Belief is not ego. Belief is humble confidence, rooted in trust. Arrogance says, I must control everything. Belief says, I know the universe is guiding everything. Arrogance demands. Belief allows. Arrogance is rooted in fear. Belief is rooted in love. When you believe, you are not trying to force life into submission, you are aligning yourself with the natural flow of abundance. So here is my challenge to you. Begin to act, speak, and move as though your desire is already yours. Carry yourself with the confidence of someone who knows they are chosen. Make decisions as if your manifestation has already arrived. This is not pretending. This is aligning. When you align your actions with belief, you accelerate the process. Because the universe does not just listen to what you think, it listens to how you live. When you master belief, you step into a power that cannot be shaken by circumstances. You stop chasing your desire and start attracting it. You stop begging and start commanding with love. You stop worrying about how and start trusting in when. And when that shift happens, manifestation becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Desire alone is not enough, and even belief by itself will not fully unlock manifestation if it is not infused with the power of emotion and energy. You see, the universe does not just respond to the words you say, or even the thoughts you think. It responds to the vibration you emit, the frequency you radiate every single day. And your vibration is shaped not by what you claim you want, but by the emotions you consistently live in. This is why so many people try to manifest but feel stuck. They speak words of abundance while carrying the energy of scarcity. They declare words of love while radiating loneliness and fear. They affirm success while vibrating insecurity. But the universe cannot be fooled. It mirrors back not what you say you want, but what you truly are in energy. Think about it. When you walk into a room, people feel you before they hear you. They sense your energy before you even speak. If you are joyful, your presence lifts the room. If you are bitter, your presence weighs the room down. If you are confident, people notice without you having to announce it. Energy is contagious, and it communicates louder than words. In the same way, the universe feels your energy and mirrors it. That is why aligning your emotions with your desire is not optional, it is essential. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone who desires financial freedom. They affirm it daily, they visualize it, they write it in their journals. But every time they look at their bank account, they feel panic, frustration, and despair. Every time they think of bills, they feel stress. Every time they talk about money, they say things like, I'll never catch up, or money just slips through my hands. Can you see the contradiction? They are trying to manifest abundance while vibrating lack. And no matter how many affirmations they speak, the universe responds to the dominant emotion, lack, fear, scarcity, and so it continues to give them more experiences that match that vibration. Now imagine another person with the same financial struggle. They too have bills, they too are in debt, but instead of letting fear dominate, they choose to align their energy with abundance. They say, yes, my account may be low right now, but I am grateful for every dollar I do have. I celebrate the fact that I am alive, that opportunities are endless, that money flows to me in ways I cannot yet see. They focus on gratitude. They focus on possibility. They focus on the feeling of abundance rather than the appearance of lack. As a result, their vibration begins to shift. They radiate hope instead of fear. They radiate trust instead of desperation. And because the universe mirrors energy, opportunities begin to appear for them, unexpected income, new connections, creative ideas. What changed? Not their external reality at first, but their internal energy. And because their energy shifted, their reality began to shift as well. This is the secret. Manifestation is not about waiting for your reality to change so you can feel good. It's about choosing to feel good now so your reality has no choice but to change. Emotion is the language of the universe. Gratitude, joy, love, peace, excitement, these emotions vibrate at high frequencies. Fear, anger, jealousy, doubt, these vibrate at low frequencies. When you desire something, you must step into the frequency of that desire by aligning your emotions with it, even before it arrives. If you want love, radiate love. If you want abundance, radiate gratitude. If you want success, radiate confidence. And here is something powerful. Your emotions are not random. They are choices. Most people believe they are at the mercy of their emotions, like victims of the weather. But the truth is, you can direct your emotions the same way you direct your focus. When you focus on what is missing, you feel lack. When you focus on what you have, you feel abundance. When you focus on what could go wrong, you feel fear. When you focus on what could go right, you feel hope. Emotion follows focus, and focus is a choice. This means you can choose, in any moment, to shift into alignment with your desires simply by shifting your focus and the story you tell yourself. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through gratitude. Gratitude is not just a nice idea, it is a frequency. When you feel truly grateful, you are telling the universe, I already have more than enough. Gratitude dissolves scarcity. Gratitude multiplies blessings. Gratitude aligns your energy with abundance so powerfully that it opens the door for more. And the beautiful thing about gratitude is that you don't need to wait for something big to happen to feel it. You can feel it right now, for the air in your lungs, for the people you love, for the opportunities ahead. The more gratitude you feel, the more you align with the vibration of abundance, and the more abundance flows to you. Visualization is another powerful emotional tool. It is not just about seeing your desire, it is about feeling it. If you want to manifest your dream home, don't just imagine the walls and the furniture. Imagine how it feels to walk through the door after a long day. Imagine the peace you feel when you sit on the balcony with a cup of tea. Imagine the joy of hosting friends and family there. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the signal you send to the universe. Because visualization without emotion is just daydreaming. But visualization with emotion is manifestation. But let us not ignore the reality that emotions can be difficult to control, especially when life throws challenges at us. You might say, how can I feel abundant when I'm broke? How can I feel loved when I'm lonely? How can I feel confident when I've been rejected? And the answer is, you practice. You practice choosing your emotional state until it becomes natural. At first it feels forced. At first it feels fake. But over time your body and mind adapt. Just like going to the gym, you don't become strong after one workout. But if you keep lifting, if you keep practicing, your muscles grow. The same is true with emotional alignment. Practice gratitude daily. Practice joy. Practice peace. Practice love. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and soon, it is your dominant state of being. And here's something even more beautiful. You don't have to feel high vibration emotions 100% of the time. You are human. You will feel fear, sadness, and anger sometimes. That is okay. What matters is your baseline. What matters is what you return to most often. If your dominant vibration is gratitude, then even when you dip into fear, you bounce back. Even when you stumble, you rise quickly. It's about consistency, not perfection. Energy alignment also requires embodiment. If you want to manifest confidence, don't just think confident thoughts. Stand like someone confident, walk like someone confident, speak like someone confident. Your body carries energy. Your posture, your tone, your movements, all of it emits frequency. That's why when you shift your physiology, you shift your energy. Stand tall, breathe deeply, smile often, move with intention. These physical acts generate emotional shifts, and those emotional shifts fuel manifestation. Finally, aligning your energy with your desire means letting go of the energy that blocks it. Resentment, jealousy, bitterness, these are heavy vibrations that weigh down your manifestation. Forgiveness is not just for the other person, it is for you. When you forgive, you free yourself. When you release grudges, you create space for new blessings. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you stop emitting jealousy and start radiating self-worth. Energy alignment is not just about adding positive emotions, it's about releasing negative ones. So remember this truth: manifestation is not about waiting for external change to feel good. It is about deciding to feel good now, regardless of circumstances, because that feeling is the magnet that pulls your desire into reality. The question is not, when will it come? The question is, can I align my energy with it now? Because the moment you do, you create the frequency of inevitability. There is a great misunderstanding about manifestation that has caused so many people to give up on their dreams. They believe that manifestation means sitting quietly, closing their eyes, imagining what they want, and then waiting for it to fall into their lap. They treat manifestation like magic, as if the universe is a genie granting wishes without requiring effort. But let me tell you the truth: desire without action is daydreaming. Belief without action is incomplete. Energy without action has nowhere to flow. The universe responds not just to what you think and feel, but to what you do. Taking inspired action is not separate from manifestation. It is manifestation in motion. Think about a river. The water is always flowing, always moving, always alive. If you stand on the bank with a bucket and hope the river will somehow jump into your container, you will wait forever. But if you step forward, dip your bucket into the stream, and align yourself with the flow, suddenly the water fills it effortlessly. That is how action works in manifestation. You cannot sit still and hope the current will bend toward you. You must step into it, align with it, and let it carry you forward. But let me be very clear. I am not talking about frantic, desperate, forced action. Many people exhaust themselves chasing their desires because they believe action means hustling endlessly, grinding without rest, pushing against resistance until they burn out. That is not inspired action. That is fear disguised as productivity. Inspired action feels different. It flows. It excites you. It nudges you gently but powerfully, pulling you toward opportunities that feel aligned with your heart. It is not always easy, but it feels right. You can tell the difference because forced action drains you while inspired action fuels you. Inspired action is born when you are clear on your desire, when you believe in it, when your energy is aligned with it, and then you open yourself to guidance. The universe speaks through nudges, through ideas, through synchronicities. Sometimes you get a sudden idea that excites you. Sometimes a person shows up with exactly the information you need. Sometimes an opportunity appears that feels too coincidental to ignore. Those are not accidents. They are invitations. And when you act on them, you tell the universe, I am ready. I am willing. I am in motion. And as you move, the universe moves with you. There is a beautiful truth hidden in this. You do not need to know the whole plan. You do not need to see every step of the journey. You only need to take the step in front of you. When you drive a car at night, your headlights only show a short distance ahead, yet you trust that if you keep driving, the road will continue to appear. The same is true in manifestation. The universe rarely reveals the entire path at once because if it did, you might feel overwhelmed. Instead, it gives you one step, then another, then another. And as you keep moving, the path unfolds. That is why inspired action requires trust. Trust that every small step you take is guiding you closer, even if you cannot yet see the destination. But why is action so important? Because action grounds your energy into the physical world. Thoughts are energy, emotions are energy, but action is energy crystallized into reality. Without action, your desires remain in the invisible realm. With action, they become visible. Imagine wanting to write a book. You visualize it, you affirm it, you feel the joy of holding it in your hands. That's beautiful, but unless you sit down and write the first page, it will never exist. The universe cannot publish unwritten words. You must provide the channel through which your desire can enter the world. Action is that channel. Now, some people hesitate because they are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect idea, the perfect plan. But perfection is a form of procrastination. Waiting for everything to be perfect before you act is a trick of fear, keeping you frozen in place. The truth is, clarity comes through action, not before it. When you take one step, you learn. When you learn, you adjust. When you adjust, you improve. And soon, what once felt impossible becomes inevitable. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. They don't exist. Start with what you have, where you are, and the rest will follow. There is also something magical about momentum. The moment you take a step, even a small one, the energy begins to move. Opportunities notice you. Resources begin to align. People begin to appear. It's like opening a door. If you stand outside knocking forever, nothing happens. But the moment you turn the handle, the moment you step through, the room reveals itself. Inspired action is that first step through the door. Let me share something important. Action also proves your belief to yourself. You can say you believe all day, but if your actions contradict that belief, your subconscious will know the truth. If you say, I believe abundance is coming, but you never take steps toward creating opportunities, a part of you knows you are lying to yourself. But when you act, even in small ways, you reinforce your faith. You send a signal to your subconscious mind, I am serious. I am committed. I am ready. And when your subconscious accepts that, your vibration strengthens, your confidence grows, and your manifestation accelerates. Sometimes, inspired action requires courage. The nudge you receive may not feel comfortable. It may stretch you. It may ask you to step into the unknown, to risk rejection, to face fear. But remember, the universe rarely delivers miracles inside your comfort zone. Growth and manifestation live on the edge of discomfort. If you feel a nudge to call someone, to start a project, to invest in yourself, to speak up, to share your gifts, do it, even if it scares you. Because fear often disguises the doorway to your breakthrough. But there is another side to this truth. Sometimes inspired action looks like rest. Sometimes the action the universe asks of you is not to hustle harder, but to slow down, to breathe, to trust, to let things unfold. Rest is not laziness, rest is alignment. When your energy is drained, when your mind is cluttered, when your spirit is exhausted, the actions you take will be scattered and ineffective. But when you rest, when you recharge, when you reconnect, your actions become sharper, stronger, more aligned. Listen closely to your intuition, it will tell you when to move and when to pause. Both are forms of inspired action. Let us not forget the power of consistency. A single step is powerful, but consistent steps create transformation. The universe responds to persistence. If you plant a seed and water it once, it dies. But if you water it daily, faithfully, consistently, it grows. The same is true of your desires. You cannot take one step and then give up when results don't appear immediately. You must keep moving, keep showing up, keep aligning, even when the evidence is not yet visible. Because every action you take is a message to the universe that you refuse to give up. And here is the miracle. When you live in alignment, the actions you take begin to feel less like effort and more like flow. You stop forcing, and you start allowing. You stop pushing against the current, and you start moving with it. You begin to notice synchronicities, coincidences, doors opening where walls used to be. And you realize that your action is not separate from the universe's action. It is the same movement expressed through you. You are not working alone. You are co-creating. So my challenge to you is this. Listen to the whispers of your intuition. Pay attention to the nudges. Don't dismiss the ideas that excite you. Don't ignore the coincidences that keep appearing. Don't wait for permission to take a step. Move, and let your movement become a magnet. Act, and let your actions confirm your faith. Walk, and trust that the path will rise to meet you. Because manifestation is not about sitting still and hoping, it is about aligning your energy, believing deeply, and then stepping boldly into the flow of inspired action. And when you do, life begins to unfold in ways you could never have orchestrated on your own. Doors you didn't even know existed swing open. People you never thought you would meet cross your path. Opportunities greater than what you imagined present themselves. Why? Because you didn't just wish, you acted. You didn't just dream, you moved. You didn't just wait, you became the living, breathing expression of your desire. And in that alignment, manifestation is no longer a question of if, but when. My friends, we have traveled through the heart of manifestation together. We have uncovered truths that many people search for their whole lives, and we have reminded ourselves of something so simple, yet so profound, that you already hold the power to create the life you desire. It does not belong to someone else. It does not wait in the future. It is here. It is within you. You have learned that clarity of vision sets your compass. You have felt the truth that belief transforms possibility into certainty. You have embraced the gratitude that multiplies blessings, the visualization that imprints your destiny, the emotional alignment that magnetizes your future, the inspired action that turns dreams into reality, and the surrender that allows the universe to deliver in ways greater than you could ever imagine. But here is the most important thing. Knowledge is not enough. Inspiration is not enough. You must decide that today is the day you stop postponing your dream. Today is the day you stop waiting for the right time, because the right time is now. Today is the day you stop wishing and start living as if your desire is already yours. You have the tools. You have the power. You have the universe standing behind you, ready to support every step. All that remains is the choice to rise, to believe, to act, to embody the person you were created to be. So I ask you, Will you keep living small, or will you claim the life that has been calling you? Will you keep dreaming, or will you step into being? Will you keep hoping, or will you finally decide? Your desires are not random. They are whispers from your higher self. They are signals of the life you are meant to live. And if you dare to trust them, if you dare to walk in faith, if you dare to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, you cannot create. So walk boldly, live fully, love deeply, manifest endlessly, and remember always, you are not waiting on the universe. The universe is waiting on you. Now go. Go and create the life you deserve. Go and manifest your desires. Go and show the world what happens when a human being decides to step into their true power. Because when you do, you don't just change your life, you become a light that inspires the lives of countless others. The power is yours. The time is now. The life of your dreams is waiting. Claim it. Live it. Manifest it. Thank you.